Hi, I'm Judy Heany from Balance Pilates and Yoga Studios in Cape May, New Jersey. And today we're going to be doing some myofascial release using the foam roller, the pinky ball, and the small rubber balls. We'll be starting with a nice warm-up on the floor and then moving into the foam roller and using the pinky ball and the smaller balls. The video is set up so that you can pick and choose what type of workout you'd like. But at the end of this full workout, we'll be looking at opening up the hips, the shoulders, the hands, and the feet. And we also have a bonus section about how to connect to your core better, how to walk through your day stronger from your center and improve your posture as well. So let's get started. We're going to start by standing up and doing our warm-up. And what I'd like you to do is have your feet about hips distance. So if you put your fists between your feet, that's about hips width. Have all of your toes spread wide on the floor and just take a nice in-breath. And feel your whole foot on the floor. And again, take a nice breath in. And as you exhale, soften the knees a little bit, let the chin fold towards the chest, and then just roll down. And as you're rolling down, notice in your body where you might be holding on to some tension, where you might feel loose. Now I'm going pretty far, pretty flexible, but if you want to stop about knee-high with your fingers, stop there. If you can go further, go a little further. But notice if one hand touches the floor first, does one side feel longer than the other? Let your neck and shoulders relax. And then place your hands on your shins and flatten out your spine. Take a nice in-breath. And then exhale, let your body round and release. Let the knees stay soft, the shoulders relax. And then again, hands on the shins, flatten out the spine. And then exhale, let go again, round and release. And one more time, inhaling, flattening out the back so we can still have bent knees. So think of your back as a table from the tailbone to the top of the head. Draw your shoulders away from your ears. And again, exhale and release all the way down. Let go. And then slowly start to make your way back up, pushing down into your feet and rolling through your spine. If you feel like that's too much for your back, put your hands on your thighs for some support. And then just lift your head once your shoulders are over your hips and gaze forward. On your in-breath, sweep your arms out and up to the sky. And then exhale, reach your arms out and down by your hips. So notice as I reach my arms out and up, how my arms rotate around so that the palms start down by my hips. And when I get about shoulder high, I'm going to rotate from my shoulders so my palms turn up, my shoulders stay down, even when my arms are up, and then out, down, and around. So the opposite of this would look like this, reaching out and then crunchy. So if we rotate in the shoulder joint, shoulders stay down, feels much better. And then we're going to release. And just make circles, crossing the arms, reaching up and out and down. And you might feel as you do this little crunchy, poppy, Rice Krispie kind of thing happening in your shoulders. That's okay, right? We're just kind of noticing where we feel the tension. And then we're going to go in the other direction, reaching out and up again, crossing the arms in front of us and releasing them down. And again, reaching full range of motion. So your circle might be smaller than mine. That's okay. It might be bigger. And we're going to go down. And one more time. And release. And then we'll place our hands on our hips, soften the knees a little, and then just send the hips out and around in a circle. And we're just moving that ball in the socket. So that top of the thigh bone, where it connects into the pelvis, and kind of feeling and noticing what's going on in there. Maybe one direction or one spot feels especially tight or loose. And then we're going to go the other way. Over, down, around. So you can breathe with it. Inhale and exhale, but we're not going to get all caught up in the breath. We're just going to keep breathing. And kind of feel what's going on in your hips. Notice where you feel wet. You can keep the knees soft. And then pause. We're going to make our way down to the floor. So I'm going to turn to the side. Put my hands on my one thigh, step back with the other, let the knee come down, and then place my hands down and step back. Right? So I'm on all fours and my fingers are spread like a star with my middle finger pointing forward. And then I'm just going to arch my back and look away from my tail. And then round, pull up through the abs, drop the tailbone. Inhale again, and arch the spine. So feel what's going on in your body. Where do you feel tight? Where do you feel loose? Can you flex as much as you can bend? Right? Does the spine move in both directions equally? And also noticing your shoulders again. So we don't want them crunched up to the ears. We want them some space around our ears, even when we're in this upright position, arched, and even when we're in this rounded position. And then pause again, and move the hips. So we're going to take the hips to the right, to the ceiling, to the side, and then underneath. Inhale, right and up. Exhale, left and under. And again, we're just moving that ball in the socket and kind of feeling what feels might be feeling stuck in your hip joint and what feels loose. And then go in the other direction and notice if this direction feels different from the other direction. And maybe using your abdominals to tuck under and release. And then pause. So the spine is nice and long. And we're going to think about the scapula, the shoulder blades, moving towards each other and feeling the heart soften to the floor. And then create lots of space between the shoulder blades and the upper back gets broad. So think collarbones broad, shoulder blades moving towards one another. Arms are straight-ish but not locked out. And then spreading the shoulder blades wide, making space in the upper back. So if you look down at your elbow creases here, they should be pointed inward towards one another, not that way. That's hyperextending. You're going to tense up your shoulders. So let's do one more. Sinking down through the heart, shoulder blades together, and then spreading the blades wide, making that space in front a little tighter. And then coming back to neutral. I'm just pausing here for a sec. Taking a nice in breath, and then exhale. Now I'm going to turn towards you and just feel the hands again so you can see what I'm doing. In front of you, underneath the shoulders, you're just going to rock forward and back. And notice if it feels different as you come forward or as you come back. If the tension in your hands is tolerable, does it feel painful at all? And then pause. Now I'd like you to turn your hands out to the sides. And then just rock into your right hand, rock into your left hand. So your arms stay straightish, but again, not locked out. And just notice if you feel any tension through your wrists or your fingers, or maybe your shoulders even. And then if you can, turn your hands the other way so the tips of the fingers point in. Again, if any of this doesn't feel right to your body, don't do it. Just leave it out. Maybe you're not ready for it yet. You know, it might be really tight. And you're going to rock side to side this way. And just kind of feel, again, your wrists are underneath your shoulders. And your thumbs should be straightish, right? Not totally straight, and maybe like the bottom quarter of your thumbs on the floor. Whole hands on the ground. Good, and we pause here. And then we're going to take our hands, if you can, and turn the palms away from you with your fingertips towards you, and then see if you can lean forward and back, right? So be real careful with this one. And again, if it doesn't feel right in your body, don't do it. All right? Good. And then pause. Slowly release your hands off of the mat. Heel the hands to the fingertips. Give them a little shake. And then we're ready to start with our foam roller.